In today's busy world, have you ever thought about how to make an impression that lasts? Does she value you as much as you value her, or are you just one of many options? To win a woman's love and make her remember you, you need more than just care and affection. You need patience and a strong belief system. If you want a unique and successful plan, think about Stoicism is more than just an old philosophy. It's also a useful guide for today's world, giving us new ideas on how to build and keep a happy relationship. Let's look at 11 interesting Stoicism-inspired relationship tips that you can use to impress any woman. Make an impression that lasts, and finally connect more deeply on your shared road to happiness. Before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you could thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Keep reading until the end, because every point is important and could help you learn something new. Let's start by not getting in touch with her. One common pattern among guys who are interested in a woman is that they constantly text, call, and try to stay in touch with her. But here's an idea that might change the game for you. Being less available can make you much more attractive. It's not about playing games or being hard to find just for fun. It's about living by the Stoic concept of self-sufficiency. Stoicism teaches people to be self-sufficient and find happiness within themselves instead of constantly seeking it from outside sources, like a love interest's approval or attention. When you cut down on the number of texts and calls you make, you're not just being hard to get. You're showing that you have a full and interesting life of your own. This change can make her curious and even a little jealous. She might start to wonder what he's doing. Is he busy with something interesting? Is he seeing someone else? These questions can make her think about you more and in more interesting ways. For example, let's say you used to text her every morning to wish her a good day. If you stop doing that and instead share bits and pieces of your interesting activities or accomplishments on occasion, she'll notice the difference and see you as someone who is busy and happy, not just waiting for her texts. Being less available can make you more attractive, because it shows that you're a serious person who doesn't need constant reassurance or contact to keep interest. This independence can make you stand out as someone worth pursuing, instead of someone who's always on call. In essence, by being less immediately available, you embody the Stoic ideal of self-reliance and emotional independence, making her see you in a new, more interesting light. This doesn't mean cutting off all contact, but making sure that when you do reach out, it's meaningful and reflective of a well-rounded, engaged life. This balance is what can make her miss you and appreciate the times you do connect even more. Number 2, accept her challenge. When playing the game of attraction, it's common for a woman to test the waters to see how interested you are. She might pull back a bit or play hard to get. This isn't just a game. It's her way of seeing how serious your intentions are. Are you really interested or just passing by? Let's think about this. Instead of focusing on making her your girlfriend, try living a moral life. It may seem strange, but it works. Stoics stress the importance of self-control and independence, which can be very attractive. For example, if you always agree with her or try to impress her, you might come off as too eager or desperate, which is not the point. Instead, show that you are your own person and that it's okay to have an opinion or stand firm on your beliefs. This isn't about being stubborn, it's about being sure of yourself and showing that you're not just another person. If you're attracted to someone who stands out on their own, you naturally become more interesting. You're showing her that you're interested in her, but not too much. Stoic philosophy says that we attract what we are, not what we want. If you show independence and confidence, you'll probably meet someone who values those traits. If you stay strong and calm, she'll likely become more interested in you and start to wonder what you're doing. She may even start to miss your company. Remember that the goal is a balanced display of interest, not too close or too far away. Finding that sweet spot where attraction and respect meet makes you someone she can't help but think about. Show off your life in the world of attraction. There are 3. Showcase your life. A profound truth, often overlooked: live a life that others want to be part of. This is a concept deeply rooted in Stoicism, which teaches the importance of focusing on your own growth and pursuits by living a rich and engaging life and sharing snippets of it, especially when you're not around the person you're interested in. You naturally create an allure. If she checks your social media and all, she finds echoes of inactivity. It might give the impression that you're not up to much. However, if your posts reflect the vibrancy of your life, be it through photos from a scenic hike, a fun evening with friends, or moments from a hobby you're passionate about, you're not just filling your feed. You're telling a story of a life well lived. Imagine posting a picture of you reaching the summit of a challenging trail or sharing moments from a spontaneous road trip. These snapshots don't need to scream for attention, but should simply reflect your joy and engagement with the world around you. Instead of bragging or making her feel left out, this is about giving her a glimpse into your life so she can see you thriving and having fun. This approach quietly shows that you're someone who embraces life and finds happiness in their own hobbies and interests. It's like telling her, "I'm living my best life," which naturally makes her feel awe and maybe even FOMO, or fear of missing out. She may start to wonder what's so interesting about his life and why I'm not a part of it. By doing this, you tap into a basic Stoic principle. Focus on building yourself and let everything else follow. Your life's richness makes her curious about what it would be like to share those experiences with you. It's a subtle but powerful way to get her interested and make her feel like she's missing out on something great by being with you. Don't pay attention to her cues in the dance of modern dating. Social media is often used as a stage for sly attention games. Picture this. You've cut down on your messages to her, giving her a quiet space. In response, she may start sharing interesting photos or dropping hints about you online to see how you react. Stoic philosophy says that this is a classic move meant to bring you back into constant interaction. Here's a strong plan. Let these tries go by without responding. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to be able to control ourselves and not let outside events affect us. Instead, we should react with good judgment by not clicking on these social media links. You are showing a type of modern stoicism when she posts a beautiful picture from a recent trip or a status update that seems to make a subtle reference to a joke you two share. Your first instinct might be to like or comment, but if you choose not to, you add a sense of mystery and confidence. She's probably waiting for your likes or comments, and if you don't, she might be confused and interested. Your lack of response shows her that you're not just another predictable person. Suitor, you have your own life and aren't just waiting for her to suggest something. This isn't meant to be cold, but to show that you're not easily moved by obvious temptations. It shows that you are not desperately watching what she does on social media, which can make you look more interesting and attractive. By not playing the usual games, you stand out and show that your interest and attention must be won through real connection, not just surface-level interactions. By showing this restraint, you follow the Stoic idea that we shouldn't let things outside our power bother us. Instead, we should focus on staying calm and respectful inside. 5. Share your knowledge generously. One way to leave a lasting impression and make her miss your presence is by teaching her something new. This is in line with Stoic principles, which put a high value on wisdom and the sharing of knowledge. By teaching her something insightful, you're not only showing that you're smart, but also that you're thoughtful and willing to make her life better, which are strongly attractive traits. For example, if she's interested in your hobby or something you're passionate about, you could teach her something related to it. For example, if you're a gardener, you could show her how to plant her first herb garden. Or if you love the stars, you could spend an evening stargazing and telling her about the constellations. This isn't just about teaching, it's also about the encounters and bonds you're building together. This kind of communication shows a number of appealing traits. Smarts, patience, and the ability to connect with others on a deeper level show that you're not just interested in talking about yourself or boring topics. You want to add value and depth to her life. Teaching her something new can also make the times you spend together stand out in her mind. People often remember and miss the times they learned something important or had an experience that changed them forever. By connecting you with those times of learning and growth, you become more than just another acquaintance. You become someone she looks forward to spending time with and learning from. This practice also improves your relationships by focusing on mutual growth and understanding instead of shallow exchanges. This not only makes the relationship stronger, but it also fits with the Stoic idea of mutual improvement, which means getting better along with others. This can strengthen bonds and make your absence more felt when you're not around by piquing her interest and creating an atmosphere where learning is a part of your interactions. By making her think of you as interesting and necessary, this kind of thoughtfulness can make her love you even more and make her miss you. If you've made it this far and are still with us, please leave a comment below or just type super if you're enjoying the content. Your feedback is very helpful and inspires us to make more videos. Now let's continue on this journey. Number 6. Keeping your cool in message sending. When she calls you after a time of silence, this is your chance to really live by the Stoic principle of keeping things fair. It's tempting to respond with a lot of excitement, which could give the impression that you've been eagerly awaiting her message. Instead, the Stoic way would be to keep your response measured and calm, showing that while you're happy to hear from her, you're not too dependent on her attention. For example, when she texts you after a while, a simple, "Hey, how's it going?" is a great way to strike the right balance. It's friendly and open without being pushy. This answer shows that you've been busy with your own life, but are still willing to connect. It's important to show that you value the interaction, but that your daily life and happiness are not dependent on her. Communicating this controlled coolness isn't about having fun. It's about showing that you're sure of yourself and confident. Stoicism teaches that outside events, like someone's message or lack thereof, shouldn't mess with our inner peace and happiness. If you react in a calm and uninterested way, you show that you have these traits, which makes you more attractive and interesting. This way of talking to her subtly lets her know that even though you're interested in her, your life is full and interesting on its own. This can be very attractive because it shows that you have depth, resilience, and the ability to enjoy life on your own. These traits often make someone more desirable because they show a depth of character that promises more than just surface-level engagement. Being simple also shows that you are mature and value her, and that you see her as an equal partner in this communication dance. Since you're not just someone to chase or win over, this respectful stance based on Stoic philosophy often leads to a more genuine and long-lasting interest, which keeps her coming back to experience more of your balanced, thoughtful presence. 7th, in the beginning of any relationship or interaction, it may be tempting to tell her everything about your day whenever she shows interest. However, if you want to take a more Stoic approach, think about the virtue of moderation and restraint. When she asks about your day or life, it's best to hold back just a bit, telling her enough to keep the conversation interesting without giving her too much information. It's not about playing games or being elusive. It's about keeping a healthy balance between you and her. For example, if she asks how your weekend was, you could say, "It was great. I got to recharge and catch up on some reading." This answer leaves room for her to ask more questions, but also lets her know that your life is full and balanced without having to spill every detail. This shows that you respect both her interest and your own privacy, and it's a subtle nod to the Stoic way of life. Think that inner. When you're not an open book, you naturally create an air of mystery and depth. People are drawn to things they don't fully understand or know because they invite exploration and curiosity. By sparingly sharing details, you signal that you are confident in the value of your own life and don't need constant external validation to feel validated. This can make you more interesting and attractive because it suggests you live a thoughtful and self-sufficient life. This strategy also shows that you don't see her as someone you're reporting to, but as someone you're choosing to interact with, respecting both of your time. By keeping this balance, you're more likely to keep her interested in learning more about you, which will lead to a deeper and lasting connection. Number 8. Build up the sense of surprise. Stoicism may make you think of calm and steady behavior, but it also teaches you how to use your mind to make life better, including your relationships. One good way to get closer to someone is to add thoughtful gifts to your conversations from time to time. This method isn't just meant to get her excited, it's also meant to show that you care about what she wants and interests her. Think about the power of actions you wouldn't expect. If she's said she likes art, surprise her with tickets to a new show at a nearby gallery. If she says she loves nature, plan an impromptu day trip to a nearby nature reserve she hasn't been to yet. These surprises don't have to be big. What matters is that you thought of them and your willingness to be spontaneous. This will make her look forward to your company, wondering what wonderful surprise is around the corner. This makes things interesting in the relationship. Imagine how she'd react when she found out you planned a trip to a place she's always talked about going. The surprise shows that you care about her happiness enough to make it happen. In a modern setting, these actions embody a Stoic principle. While we can't control everything in life, we can control how we contribute to the happiness of those we care about. By planning these surprises, you are actively creating moments of joy and showing that you're invested in enriching the relationship. This not only makes the time you spend together special, but it also makes you someone she misses and thinks about when you're not around. Finally, these surprises reinforce the idea that you are a source of positive uncertainty in her life. This isn't about keeping someone off balance, but rather about adding a layer of depth to how you show your love. There are 9 surprises that can make her look forward to what the future holds with you. Each one can be a memorable part of your shared story. Add a bit of mystery to your partnerships. As a good story builds up slowly, keeping the audience interested, so can the story of who you are. This fits well with Stoic teachings, which encourage both self-control and a thoughtful revelation of one's character and virtues over time. Instead of laying all your cards on the table right away, let her discover layers of your personality, talents, and passions bit by bit. For example, you could hint at a painting talent or a past adventure, but save the details for later conversations. By slowly giving out bits and pieces of information about yourself, each contact is full of new things that could be learned, which makes you more interesting and makes your time together more anticipated. Revelation plays on people's natural desire to learn and discover new things. When you share just enough to get her interested, but not so much that there's nothing left to discover, you create an ongoing intrigue. It's like leaving breadcrumbs that lead her through a forest. With each step, her excitement and interest in the journey grow. Keeping some things secret can also help create a respectful distance that is often attractive. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of being self-sufficient and not overpowering others with our presence or personal details. By keeping some things to yourself, you show that you have depth that isn't immediately apparent. This can make her want to learn more about you, creating an engagement that isn't easily replicated. For example, on a date, you could casually mention that you're interested in astronomy. Then, plan a date where you can both stargaze and talk more about this passion. When you share yourself with others in this thoughtful, slow way, it shows that you are not only interesting, but also thoughtful. This strategic restraint makes each encounter with you a chance to peel back another layer of the onion, so to speak. Every time she learns something new about you, it improves her image of you and fills the times you're apart with a sweet anticipation for what else there is to learn. This is how you can weave your presence into her thoughts, making her miss you more with each parting and eagerly await what surprises you might reveal next. Number 10. Encourage people to be humble and participate in talks. It's easy to get stuck in the me attitude, where your own stories and accomplishments take over the conversation without meaning to. Stoicism, on the other hand, teaches the virtues of humility and the importance of listening, both of which are important for building a relationship where both partners feel valuable. When you're talking to her, try to find a balance between telling her about your own experiences and genuinely interested in hers. This isn't just to keep from taking over the conversation. It's to make sure that both of you can have a meaningful talk. Feel heard and valued. For example, if you just told her a story about a recent hiking trip, move the conversation to her own outdoor activities or interests. This shows that you value her opinion and are interested in her as a person, not just as someone who listens to your stories. As a good listener, you show that you are attentive and respect her experiences and thoughts, which is a Stoic ideal. This makes the time she spends with you more memorable and fulfilling, leaving a lasting impression that she'll miss when you're not around. Additionally, by not being too self-centered, you become more attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued and respected. When she thinks back on her interactions with you, she'll remember how you made her feel valued and respected, which are qualities that are deeply attractive. This practice of mutual engagement also leads to a deeper connection. When you show interest in her life, she's more likely to open up and share more personally significant stories, which builds intimacy and trust. These are the moments she'll cherish and miss, because they show how well you can connect on a level. If you take a more serious approach to talking to her and focus on not only expressing yourself, but also understanding and appreciating her, you become someone she not only likes spending time with, but also looks forward to seeing again. This way, her appearance becomes something she values and misses, strengthening your bond every time you see number 11. Make her feel good about being envious. A little jealousy can serve as a subtle reminder of how valuable you are in the social marketplace, but it must be handled with care and precision. This approach fits with Stoic ideas about keeping control of our actions and using them to show our self-respect and dignity. It's about showing, not telling her, that your life is full and satisfying with or without her, which can naturally make her more interested in you. You're having a great time with your friends when you decide to post a picture of the fun on social media. In the picture you're laughing, the scene looks friendly, and there's a female friend subtly included in the group. The key word here is subtly. It's not a provocative pose, just a snapshot of a good time with friends. By occasionally tagging your friend, it naturally sparks curiosity without crossing lines. This method isn't meant to make her think you're interested in her or make her feel bad. Instead, it's meant to show that you're a person that people, including women, like being around. This might make her see you differently, as someone else she wants, which could make her even more interested in you. It's a nice way to remind her that she likes you, and that if she's really interested, she might be more likely to see what she likes about you. However, the Stoic method would warn against using jealousy as your main strategy. Stoicism teaches us to build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation. Because of this strategy should only be used rarely and always with the goal of being honest and true to oneself. It's not about playing games. It's about showing that you value others, which is a natural way to attract them. This way also gives her a more complete picture of how you interact with others. It makes you seem more attractive by gently making other people see you as important. There should be some mystery about who your other friends are and what they like about you. This will keep you interesting in her eyes and may make her more interested in finding out how she fits into your life. This isn't about making her compete. It's about showing her that your world is full and exciting and inviting her to be a part of it. In conclusion, mastering the art of making her miss you depends not only on what you do, but also on how you do it. As we wrap up, this philosophy stresses how important it is to approach relationships with a calm and collected attitude. Real attraction comes from a place of self-confidence and tranquility, not from a sense of urgency or desperation. It's important to know that desperation can be seen from a distance and often turns people off instead of attracting them. By projecting confidence and maintaining a calm attitude, you increase your allure and the chances of making a real connection. Take a moment to think about how these methods fit with the Stoic idea of keeping your emotions in check and your interactions balanced. If you thought this conversation was useful, please leave a comment below with the word. If you agree with these ideas, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Sharing this video will help other people find these techniques useful, and subscribing will make sure you don't miss any new videos. Let us know what you think and experience in the comments section. Thanks for watching. For more interesting topics, check out the movie that's recommending it on your screen. I'll see you soon.